Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first video about how to trade SSS, also known as signal, setback, and sustain. So I'm going to go in depth telling you guys pretty much how this all works with videos pretty much every day for about 2 weeks, getting more and more into it the longer we go on. So today's just going to be the basics. I'm just going to do the rundown of what the strategy is. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, I don't know where you're watching this because there's about 14 different ways you can watch this video. Ask questions, feel free. I don't mind. I will answer them as soon as possible. So, let's get started. So here we are. We are on XAU USD. So let me just type that out for you guys. All right. So yes, this is what we are going to be on. We use XAU USD for trading on the SSS team. We do not use anything else. That is just because gold has a really good way of following its structure, and so that's pretty much why we follow it. So, first of all, this is trading view. You're probably going to have it look way different. I'll put up a picture right now for those who don't know what I'm talking about. You are going to be looking at what you think is a pretty much airplane control panel. And it's going to be very confusing. You're going to have no clue what to click, what to do. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't know what time frame you're on. So I'm here to help you out. Okay, so the first thing is, all right, once you get into trading view, whatever time frame you're on, I'm not sure what one, but here's your time frames on your desktop. You have your 1 minute, you have your 3 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. This is my setup though. It will probably be like 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly. So what we use trading SSS is we use the 1 hour, 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. This is what we use. We use the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. We do not go any lower for placing our trades. Yes, you can go to the 15 minute for information. You can go to the 30 minute for information. Looking in deeper into the trend, seeing what is exactly going on, etc., etc. So pretty much here's how it's going, right? We got our time frames, we got all this. Next, this is to preference. You can change your colors of your wicks whenever you want. You can just right click, go to settings, go to go to symbol, and here are all your settings. I'm personally not using trading views settings. I'm using something else that I will show in a different video, but here's where you can change your bodies, your borders, and your wicks. And then in the canvas, you can change if you want a gradient in the background, where you can change the background colors, or you can change your crosshair color, where I like mine being red. My favorite color is red. And then you can change all your text and all that in your settings. So that is pretty much the rundown for trading view that I can give. If you have any other questions, go look in the specific trading view settings video. It's not that long. It's really short. It's just me going through all my settings. So if you want to have my settings, you can. All right, following this, okay, this whole entire left side is what we use to draw. So as you can see, I have lines on my screen here marking out levels. Actually, I'm going to change the background color real quick. So as you can see, I have these dark black lines showing levels that I am targeting. Right, and this is good so you don't have to come in, right, and you just kind of don't remember where you were looking and what you were doing and all that. You can just plop down your lines and boom, that's all you need. All right. Here are my specific settings if you would like them for my drawings. I have a price range, longs, shorts, data and price range, rectangle, path, horizontal line, and trend line. So that is pretty much it for all the drawings. Now let's get into the actual SSS trading strategy lesson here. So what SSS stands for? We have the first S standing for signal. Okay, our signal is when we have and I'll show you right here on the daily time frame, huge bullish pull with no bearish candles at all. This is a good pull. All right, this is a good pull. Now your signal is right here. So your signal is right here. This shows that price is going to go back down to a respected level because it needs more money to push back up again. This was recent. This is what stopped me out a couple days ago because I did not know that we were going to have this bullish of a bearish of a candle. Sorry, bearish of a candle, and I was expecting for it to, show a signal, come down a little bit, keep going back up. It didn't. It's okay though. That's the whole point of trading. Trading is not, you're never gonna get every single one right. You can have a great strategy, right? Like SSS, where you have a high probability, but there is no 100% win rate trading setup. There is no 100% because we don't know what is going on the back end of things. And so this is our signal, okay? Whoa. This is what we like to call our signal. Okay, so the next one we have is step back. All right, and this one I kind of take into my basketball bag because I used to play basketball. And you guys might know who I'm talking about here. His name is the Beard, all right? James Harden. The master of the step back three. He just does what he does, all right? So, looking back, we are now in the 4-hour time frame. Looking back at what we like to call our signal, which was literally right here, right? Okay, so here we have our signal, and then here we have our step back. Our step back is the process of price coming back down to regain money at a respected level to keep pushing back up. And so as you can see here, we have price sitting at 45.84, okay? And it pushes all the way up to 5,600. Price couldn't keep going up because, it didn't have enough money. So it's got to come back down to this respected level, which it passed 45.87, but it regained money and it pushed back up again and then came back down and pushed up again and came down. And it does this all the time. You'll see it comes back up, goes down, right? And then you have consolidation here. This is what we like to call pretty much sideways movement, okay? Sorry. All right, this is what we like to call pretty much nothing's going on. It is literally staying in the same, I'll show you actually right here. It is staying in the same price range and not breaking any lines. So that is consolidation for you guys. But as you can see, price comes back down. Now here we're getting to recently, right? This is like recent day, this last candle, right? Price pushed back down. What it's going to do, it's going to step back. Here's our signal. Here's our signal. It is going to step back, push, step back, push, step back, push, or sorry, push down, right? I'm reversing it now. So it's going to push down. Now we are looking for potential buys up to this level right here, which is this green line. Because price has had a little bit of time to kind of sit down here, regain its money, and now it is going to push back up. We don't know if it's going to get here, but here's where we're going to be targeting. We are going to be targeting these two green lines right here. Okay, so the last S we have is sustain. Sorry, actually, let me retype that. Okay, the last S we have is sustain, all right? And here are our three S's, right? We have our signals, we have our step backs, and we have our sustaining, all right? So pretty much what this is let's say you put a potential buy all the way down here at this signal, and you place your buy right here, right? Your stop loss is right here, which if you're wanting to learn about stop losses, look in the next video we post. We are going to go completely into depth about stop loss placement, take profit placement, targeting, how to run all that. Anyways, you have your take profit all the way up here. You're targeting this top black line. Sustaining is not hopping out and taking your profits early. Because yes, I understand it might be satisfying for you to push all the... Sorry, I'm going to move this. Now, it is satisfying for you to push all the way up to here, right? You make it up to this candle right here. Let's say your P&L would be $120, okay? It would be nice, right? It's nice to have $120. It's nice to be able to be green and be profitable. But sustaining is staying in the trade, okay? Because your stop loss is all the way down here. You specifically put your stop loss all the way down here because you knew price would not make it back down. Okay, and so sustaining, right? Let's say you're in a potential buy. You're in a potential buy. You buy right here. Okay. Your take profit is right here. You're pretty much playing a 1-to-1, right? You get all the way to the top of this candle and you're feeling good. You're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling good. You're like, oh, yep, just had a big bullish candle. I'm up $100 and something. And you move your stop loss to break even. Look at this little candle that comes in and wicks you out. It's not a good idea to move your stop loss. I understand, right? You want to have a risk-free trade, and I completely agree, right? Having a risk-free trade is enjoyable because then you see how much profit you make. But the only thing is, with the SSS strategy, you are looking in the markets, seeing where you need to have your stop loss, seeing where price literally cannot come back down. Because as you can see, if I placed a buy all the way back here, right? If I placed a buy on this signal and we make it all the way up here, and we come all the way back, it would literally take, and we're on the 4-hour time frame, it would probably take 2 weeks for me to make it all the way back to just where my entry level is. And I bet you my stop loss would probably be down here. We would be, I mean, like, you could see this coming from a mile away, and you could take your profits out anywhere in this consolidation. You could take your profits out up here. You could take your profits out here. But what I'm saying is you need to be able to see it and be comfortable not getting excited and taking out your profits early. And so that is the easy steps of signal, step backs, and sustaining, all right? Make sure you are trading XAU USD, please. Do not be trading anything else. Make sure you guys are using the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily time frame. You can't even go to the weekly. The weekly is just a little bit hard. because you can't, it's hard to see the trend because it's such a long time. But yes, and do not trade on the 15 and 30-minute time frames. So that is the easy SSS trading little chop it up video. One last thing I would also like to say, and we are going to go over it right now, are the rules. Okay. We are going to be going over the rules. The rules of trading SSS, okay? These are not even the rules of trading SSS. These are just rules that you need to have because they're good rules for trading. They're good rules for trading. First one. No. Oh. We are not FOMO trading at all. We do not FOMO trade, all right? If you missed out on opportunity, you do not FOMO trade. All right? You do not enter because you think that, you know, it's going to go in your favor. So let's say price makes this huge bullish trend and you're right here, right? You're right here. It is January 28th. It's a Wednesday, all right? And you see this one little tiny little bearish candle. And you think, oh, I'm going to put in my entry. We're just going to keep pushing up because you see this. As you can see, if you put your trade in, look at what happens. You come up and you immediately get stopped out. You get ran out. And it's not good. So if there is a good, you know, bullish, bearish, whatever it may be trend, right, that you're looking for, whether it be sells or buys, and you do not make it in off the very start of it, I'm sorry to tell you, my brother, but it is not going to work, all right? You are not going to get the trade that you were hoping for. You are not going to get what you want. Next one. All right, next rule. Next rule, only 10%. All right, only trade 10% of your account balance. Here is why. You can even go down to 1%. Here's why. I don't agree that full porting any trades is worth it. Yes, you can have a crazy outcome, but then you can also have a terrible outcome, right? Terrible outcome. You could have full ported this, and next thing you know, you're down, you have no money, and you pretty much have just wasted yourself saving. So yeah. This isn't really a rule, but I would say this is how to get started. Save your money, okay? You need to be saving money, especially if you're young. You need to be saving money. You need to at least have, you know, 500 in your savings, maybe even 200 in your savings. I don't know. You need to have money. If you want to do this, you need to have startup money, whether it be $100, whether it be $600, whether it be $1,000. I don't care. Preferably, I would probably say a range from 600 to 1,000 is not bad, because then your 10% trades are $60 or $100 instead of it being you're using, you know, $100 trades and your 10% is $10, right? $10 in this market, dude, I'm not joking. You go one tick down and you're stopped out. Like, you can go, like, I'll show you. You enter here, literally this is $10. This tiny little candle that my cursor's circling over, that's $10. So, I mean, do with it as you wish. I mean, I've seen people make great money out of $100. I've seen people lose $100, 10 times. And I'm like, why didn't you just save up 1,000 at the start? But lastly, have full confidence in yourself. All right, have full confidence in yourself. Do not think that you are not better than anybody else in the SSS community. Okay, do not think that you are better. Do not think that you are worse. Or sorry, do not think that you're worse than anybody in the SSS community, because we are all learning and we are all getting better progressively the more and more we trade this strategy. And so when you're taking a trade, have full confidence in yourself. Like, don't sit and, I don't know. Like, it's a perfect signal and setback, right? And you are waiting to put in your entry, and you don't do it because you don't have full confidence in yourself. You trip over yourself, and then you have this big bullish movement all the way up to 5,600, and you missed out on hundreds of dollars, right? So have full confidence in yourself. Do not second guess, all right? If you want to take that trade and you know that you have all the right things, it is an A+ setup, take the trade. Take the trade. All right, the last rule I have for you guys is be open to criticism, all right? Be open to criticism. Do not only take in your own criticism, let alone ours from the SSS trading team, okay? Take criticism from other people in the community, right? You don't have to take it from me and the Discord. You don't have to take it from, any of the mods in the Discord. You don't have to wait for another video to come out, right? Ask questions in the Discord to other people, because then you get, 30 to 40 other perspectives, and then next thing you know, someone can teach it to you better than I can in this video. So anyways, these are our rules. This is what SSS is: signals, setbacks, and sustaining. Make sure, if you watch this video all the way to the end, send a screenshot of at least a signal, a setback, or a sustain throughout the charts whenever. And I'll be very proud. Make sure you're trading XAU USD on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily time frame. I would start with the daily, move to the 4 hour, go to the 1 hour to go place your trade. 30 and 15 minute we do not trade on. We just use it for information. And then that is pretty much it. The last rule, sorry, I just remembered. We do not trade on Fridays. We do not put in any trades on Fridays, or actually, to be in fact, we do not put any trades on Fridays and Sundays. If I can type. All right, we do not put trades on any Fridays or Saturdays at all. Okay, this is because Fridays markets close at 3. I know most of y'all are either getting up for school or getting up for work, and it's just, you don't really know what's going to happen the next day, right? Because the market's closed for the whole weekend. You don't know what could happen when it comes to Sunday at 4. For me, because I'm, Western. I don't know for you guys what time that would be, but you don't know. Okay, so Sundays, Fridays, no trades at all. You can look at it for information, right? You can get on TradingView and look, but do not use Fridays and Sundays for trading. So anyways, that concludes our video for today. Thank you guys for watching this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next video will be out, I'm assuming, tomorrow, if not Tuesday. We might go every other day with this, just to, make things go smoothly, so it gives you guys time to learn. But make sure you guys join the Discord. The Discord is literally heaven. Like, we give out free call outs for trades. We give our weekly biases and what we're thinking as the SSS team, and that is pretty much all that needs to be said about this first introduction video to SSS. I thank you guys for watching. Let's go and let's get rich.